We are live. Welcome to Friday Live and Mail Call or Hall. All right. Uh, and just so everybody knows, don't want that. Wrong thing.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the wind.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me.
All right, just so we both, everybody knows where we're coming from. So, how is it over on Rocky Top, John?
It is doing. Yep, mic's on. Okay. It's doing pretty good. We got these light little things. They're not quite snow. It's not quite freezing rain. It's like in between that's falling. But we're supposed to have up to 1 to 2 inches tonight. It won't stick, though. The ground's too warm.
Clear skies and windy. Go figure. Oklahoma, that's Oklahoma. And but geez, it was cold this morning. It was 30 degrees when I woke up.
We got 34 right now. It didn't get freezing last night because my pool didn't freeze over. So
okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some howdies. John, SRV, Schuylkill River Valley. All right, or number 2 was the first in this morning, and we've got a bunch of people jumping in now. Let's see, Lee was next. Mr. Anderson, Steve 87th, PSAP, or as I affectionately refer to him as the younger Steve. As a compliment, that's not derogatory. That's as a compliment.
Sure.
The world traveler. He's been the world traveler lately. He's been all over the place. Went to see Heath in New York. Well, he was out there on business anyway, and he's went to Japan a couple times this last fall on work. And I had a question I wanted to ask Steve because he is in a similar or same field I was in at one time, safety. And now I can't remember what the hell it was. But I'll remember it and I'll jot it down, Steve, and get with you on that. And Ray Ron down there in San Antonio, my wife's hometown, and where we met, got married. All 3 of our kids were born either in San Antonio or in the general vicinity out there in Live Oak, one of them, our middle one. And we got Dwight Carley. Hey, Dwight, he's my tie to Dwight is he's down there in I'll call it Central Illinois, down around the Streeter, Illinois area, if I'm not mistaken, and which I used to kick around in every now and then. So, anybody else jump in? Dwight, Steve, Elmar. Hey, Al. Welcome. Floyd Robbins. Good morning. I don't believe I've talked or seen you before, but welcome by all means. And, hi over there in the Netherlands is here.
Hi.
Hi. That's H&H Express model and scale. And I'm still running down through the list. And I think we're caught up. Steve's safety tip is make sure you have the same number of fingers you start with when you are done. That's a tip that he should have. Somebody should have told him.
That's a good one. Yes. Yeah.
I mean, he still got it, but he did a number on it. And I can tell you I've done a number on mine. My fraternity brothers back at Iowa State high school buddies were always amazed to find out that I was the corporate safety director for such a large company. And I told them, hell, guys, I've done all the stupid shit. I know what shouldn't be done. So anyway.
Learned by experience, right?
Well, have fun cleaning that track there, Lee. That's always fun. So, right. I know where most people are. I don't, your general vicinity anyway. Floyd, if you want to share that, feel welcome. Al, you're up there in the Northeast somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you? I could be wrong there, but I think you are. And you don't have to be exact, just general geographic area. For those that don't know it, both John and I met in the Tampa Bay area.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's Jason. Jason's a lot closer to me now. I'm sure we'll be meeting up. Hell, he just went and saw Robert, the Flying Crow, in Texarkana. And if somebody would have told me, I might have been able to get down there and meet up with them. So that's only about 3 hour, maybe 4 hour drive down. That's a day trip, but I'm willing to do that. So it's always fun.
Yeah, you were starting to say we met in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, we met. I had to chuckle at Steve's comment that the garage does not look as warm as the sunroom in Tampa. No, it is not. I got this gorgeous cardigan sweater for Christmas though, and it's nice. It's probably around 50 here in the garage. And no, this is not the train room. The train room will actually be in a shed out back. But that layout probably won't get started for a couple of years. But in the interim, I'll switch cameras here. Fade over to this one. All right. Up here, that's the shelf will be a 16-inch wide by 12-foot long little shelf layout, switching layout. And it will resemble, loosely based on my hometown of Downers Grove, Illinois, on the Burlington Racetrack, which is a 3-track main line. And it'll have sidings and stuff like that. Just kind of a play thing. I'll have a commuter train running back and forth on it when I'm not actually doing some switching up. And I will do operations on it. It'll be tied into JMRI, and I'll have some fun. So,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's right up above me here to give it perspective. And you may see some changes in the back. We'll look at that here in a minute. Artie, you're not asleep. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I know you're normally asleep at this time, so I appreciate you. All right. Floyd's from a small town in southern Ontario, Canada. Well, Floyd, I've probably driven through or near it as a child, even as an adult. I've got relatives over in Flint, Michigan. We used to drive from there to Fort Huron and to Sarnia and across to Niagara, and then also tour up through Ontario and Quebec. Or we'd go up through Mackinac to St. Ignace and the Sioux Locks and across there. And used to go up to a north of Champlain, to a provincial park. I mean, my uncle literally followed the bulldozers in back in the 60s when they made this provincial park on Lake Missinaba. So I typically have ties to almost anywhere, at least in the U.S. and oftentimes elsewhere.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the story. I get easily distracted. John and I met because of this YouTube and my videos. I don't know if I was doing live streams with Heath back in those days or not. And he contacted me and wanted to meet up, and I invited him over. And hell, we spent at least every Friday or every Saturday for about 4 or 5 months, John.
More like 6, and
6,
My-
okay.
My wife always
Time
said
flies.
every weekend.
Yep. You know, and so we would run trains on the retirement railroad 1.0, and John got to watch its progress.
Mm-hmm.
The track work was done, but not tuned when John first started coming over. So we had a lot of derailments, but John helped me find out where those issues were, and I slowly started working through them.
And that was because my two best running engines that sounded phenomenal also had scale heads on them for the couplers. So
yeah.
any change of elevation that was a little bit too sharp, they'd come uncoupled.
Yep.
So,
And or he would try to couple scale couplers to regular KDs, and that would create some issues too. So we did a lot of coupler tuning on some of John's equipment.
Yeah. But it was always fun, Steve.
Hey, Sparky. It was. It really was. But anyway, back to the story. And so then John and his wife, his late wife now, decided they wanted to move closer to their granddaughter up in central Tennessee, actually on or real close to the Cumberland Plateau.
I am.
To an area that I am intimately familiar with because my son went to college at Tennessee Tech in Cookeville, and he moved just east of a town named Sparta, where I have a close Koi friend who lives. I used to go there to see him a lot. So and I kept telling John, I'm going to get there, and I haven't gotten there yet, but I'm sure I will eventually, as soon as he gets a working layout.
It's getting close. It's getting close. I'm getting ready to lay some more track. So
anyway, that John abandoned me, and then what? How long you been there, John? A year?
I've been. It'll be 2 years in February that I've been here.
Okay. So after John abandoned me after a year and a half of John's abandonment, situation presented itself where my wife and I decided we're going to move back to Oklahoma. Now, we're not from here. I'm originally from the Chicago area. She's originally from San Antonio. But we spent 10 years here from 1990 to 2000. And this was basically where, even though the kids were all born in San Antonio, this is basically where they grew up and where one of our daughters returned to. And we enjoy it tremendously. You know, people would say, Oklahoma, why Oklahoma? Well, the cost of living is a fraction of what it is just about anywhere else. I bought this house for 2/3 the cost of the house in Oklahoma City. I mean, in Tampa. Taxes are a fourth of what they were there. Utilities are cheaper, food's cheaper, you name it. It's cheaper here in Oklahoma, substantially. In other words, it actually is $2,000 a month cheaper for my wife and I to live here in Oklahoma than it is in the Tampa Bay, at the house we had in the Tampa Bay area. So, doing those economics, and I got a cash offer on the house that I was willing to take, and boom, we're out of there. Then 30 days we were gone.
Yeah.
The challenge was finding a house here. So we came out here for a weekend, basically a long weekend, to visit our daughter, and had a contract on a house before we left. So.
And Steve, I'm not sure how far I'm away from scale trains. It can't be more than, because it's in the southeast corner of
it's just northeast. It's just northeast of Chattanooga.
Yeah.
So figure Chattanooga and 30 minutes plus, because I don't think there's a shortcut other than going through from your place. So.
Yeah, that there may be, but I'm sure it's one of those diving, turning roads. But yeah, I've seen it on the map, and I just can't remember if I did the calculations on how far it is away from me. But do they sell anything there, or is it just their manufacturer?
I think they do, but you will pay manufacturer suggested retail price,
Yeah.
where you go to a brick and mortar hobby shop or other place, and you can usually get discounts off of MSRP. So
Yeah.
and yes, there is more money for trains, and yes, Jason, Arkansas is pretty cheap too. I must admit. You know why, Jason? You know why Arkansans really appreciate Mississippi? Because Mississippi makes Arkansas look good. Couldn't help myself.
That's bad. Oh, gee. But no, it's the cost of living isn't too bad here. I know, of course, I got a bigger house than what I had in Florida, but the property taxes are about the same. But I was homesteaded in the house in Florida for 1970 sales, so my taxes compared to my neighbor next door was a third of his taxes.
Yeah, the problem with that everything like that is as soon as you're going to pay taxes based on what your sale price is when you buy the house. Okay, and that's what everything the rate can change, but the value is going to be what you paid for the house until such time as you pull a permit. All right, for any kind of upgrade to that house. For instance, when I bought my house on the cheap, and then I pulled a permit. Well, I bought it on the cheap, but it was still higher than what substantially higher than what the previous owner did. Then I wait 2 years and pull the permit to put the pool and the screen room in and all that, and that's when prices were home prices were skyrocketing in Tampa, and all of a sudden the value of my house was reappraised because of those permits. My property taxes went sky high.
Well, see,
night, Artie.
I just took over the house from my parents, so there had never been a sale since 1970 on it. So that's where I got.
You did a quick title change.
Yeah.
Quick deed title change. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But if you bought it,
yeah.
My house was owned by my dad and his partner. He and her were living together for 30 years after my mom had passed, and but she had survivor rights. Well, she had Alzheimer's, and of course she wasn't even living there. She was already in assisted living, and they were in the process of selling the house when my dad passed. So I bought it from her, and I still got a great price. All right, but that's not a quick. My dad giving her the survival rights put it in her name, so all of a sudden I had to buy it from her, and that changed the appraised value on it. Anyway, I'm trying to keep track of all of the stuff going on, and Artie's gone to bed. Go to bed, Artie. I did what? Did he have a Friday Fun Day? Did I see a Friday Fun Day from Artie today? I don't think I did. Artie, you can't go to bed unless you posted it here recently.
Yeah.
Get up. You forgot something.
Man. So my Christmas, I had my little granddaughter over. Christmas Day evening is when she finally got here, and
Oh, okay.
she got a nice little assortment of Pokemon stuff, however you say that. So
She
it was
didn't get any trains?
no, no. Her layout isn't up yet, and I don't have her trains out.
All right, thanks, Steve.
She's got an HO scale Thomas the Tank Engine and cars, which I got to be able to put a DCC chip in. But luckily, somebody I can't remember who it was did a DCC installation on a HO scale Thomas the Tank Engine. They used an N-Gauge decoder for
Decoder.
it, so
Yeah.
I have to look that up and watch that how they did it. There can't be
Yeah, I
much
originally
room in
used.
there.
Yeah, originally used a N-Gauge decoder and an old AHM Hustler.
Right?
There
Yeah.
wasn't a whole lot of room in it, but that Hustler was so old, it drew so many amps, it ultimately burned up the N-Gauge decoder. So
Randall,
anyway,
did you-
Artie did do his Friday Fun Day. I'm seeing from Jason and Steve. So
Yeah, do they make a
Yes,
Pokemon train set? I don't know.
so, yeah, do they have a sound file for Thomas?
I bet you somebody does, but have to
Steve
look that
says
up.
they in Japan they do have a Pokemon train set.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I better
He
not
would
tell
know.
him.
He's been to the Kato hobby shop there, or store, manufacturer store there.
Hmm.
He did two different videos that I saw that I know of.
Yeah.
So anyway, did you get anything trains for Christmas, John?
Yeah. Well, I got one thing trained for Christmas, and I do have some things that came in the mail during this last week. Let me grab one thing up here. Move dog.
Yeah, Rayron says that Solo Contracting did a TCS decoder install in a Thomas.
Yeah, that's probably it. This is the first
I-
thing I got.
Oh, that's a tank. That's
That
not trains.
That
That T-55?
no, that's supposed to be an M60, but it's all made out of wood. This thing must weigh 5 pounds.
Oh, okay.
That's solid
All right.
cherry, but
Wow.
things do work on it.
That
turns.
wasn't cheap.
No, and it's got actually wooden track pads on a like a rubber band
Jeez.
straight, but the oh, step on my cord and almost pull my head off.
You mean they do a Thomas? Somebody does a Thomas that makes the eyes move?
Yeah, my
Wow.
Thomas does.
Wow.
yeah.
Steve says the store that did his conversion couldn't get it done.
So there's my son got me this 464 steam engine.
Wow.
And it's got the tender too. But this thing must weigh 3 pounds. Again, it's solid cherry. Everything on here is cherry wood. It just a beautiful job.
Jason, when you say plucking the leaves on the super trees, are you talking about the ones that you don't want on the stump and bark and stuff? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah,
those are super nice. Super nice.
Yes. John. And it comes with 2 pieces of wood track, and then here's the tender for it, nice and shiny.
Very nice. For those that don't know, John was a gunner on a M60 tank in the Army way back when.
Way back when. I'm called a dyno tanker now. And where I was the gunner, I was with the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment in Germany.
Cool.
And then when I was stationed in Fort Hood, Texas, I was tank commander on an M60A1 tank, a real dyno tanker then. That's what they call us now, is dyno tankers, because we weren't on M1s. But
Randall, it doesn't interest me that much, but that'll be nice for those that are in that era.
mhm.
You know, I like Rapido. Floyd and Randall were talking about Rapido and scale trains, and so I like Rapido a lot. Got their E8 is probably E89 is my CB and Q is probably the best engine I have. I really like what Scale Trains does, but so far they've only done one locomotive that would fit on my era that I do, and that's the Jeep 30. All right, and that's in the old CB and Q paint scheme. So
Yeah,
wow, 3 pounds.
That's
Okay, Jason.
that could be a little bit why I don't have any scale trains. I don't think they're making any that I've seen GP7s or F3As or.
Oh, those leaves. Okay. I'm sorry, John. Jason sent me a picture. Yeah. The Super Trees. I thought he was picking the leaves or the flocking, the what he uses for leaves off of the bark and stuff. But that's not what he's doing. There's actually some little leaves from the actual plant that ragtag ones that have to be plucked off. That's what he's talking about.
Yes.
So I had a blind moment. Jason went right over my head. Okay.
Of course, that was years ago, though.
Hey, JD.
And there are Grandpa Rails too.
Yep. Yeah. JD's John number 1. All right.
Well,
Rails is John
he thinks he's number 1. It's always debatable on these numbers who's number 1.
Yeah.
Now he is older than me, so I do know that.
Anyway, Mr. John Linton here, or John C&EI, he's John number infinity.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Late to the game, but
I love P2Ks. Like Jason says, I love Proto 2000 engines. They're easy to work on. Typically, you may have to mill out some of the huge amount of lead that they put in, or steel, or whatever it is, weights that they put in there to get a decoder and stuff in. But hell, they're pulling machines, and I just love them. So. They're not, may not have all of the detail like that my Rapido E8 has, but they're still good. I mean, they were probably one of the early affordable leaders in detailed locomotive. Not without spending a fortune on some brass stuff.
And the older ones that I've got run beautifully. I mean, I haven't had any problem with any of my Proto 2000 engines. I probably have 6 or 7 of them.
I had problems with one.
Well, is it that E8 that you had problems with?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's.
I don't have a video, Andy. But for those that I'm definitely not giving Proto 2000s a problem, an issue, because they're good. The issue I have was operator error and watching this literally watching this E8 go flying off the layout. And it was the only one I had at the time. My favorite engine. I just, crap. And I caught it on video on my security cameras. Actually, I didn't see it. I turned around to watch it explode in 100 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't count all my Proto 2000s. I've got a Jeep 30, a couple of GP9s, about 7 or 8 E8s. I don't know. They're all packed away. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you've seen it, Steve.
I still like the time where you ran I can't remember if it was one of your engines right straight off into the open pit of the turntable. That was always good. Yeah.
And not having the turntable lined
Yeah.
problem. Again, operator error.
Well, it's probably.
I never claimed to be a good conductor, John.
And I will agree with that. You never did, because there were quite a few mishaps. Yes, but we still had fun. So I did have some mail purchases also.
What'd you get? Yeah, show us.
This is one pack. I'm sorry, I already started painting them. But this is a pack of
mini prints.
It is not mini prints.
Oh,
This
okay.
is another one I found on eBay. It's got pallets with oil drums on it. We've got storage, shipping crates. It comes with a forklift with an operator. It's also got a couple pallet jacks, some empty pallets, and some individual oil drums.
That was all one purchase together?
That was all in one box. $12.95
Where?
on eBay.
$12.95.
$12.95 on eBay. And
Wow.
you know, the detail is not mini prints, so don't even think that. But it's actually, for $12.95, an excellent purchase.
Yeah.
So I bought 2 of those packs.
Oh, they got more than one?
Yeah, I bought 2 of them.
Send me the link or post
Yeah.
either send or post the link. One or the other.
Okay, I can't post, so I will look it up here in a second. And then one I just got a couple of days ago. This is 90 pallets. And these are pretty good prints. And it's all 3D printed. They're all individual. They're on a piece of tape.
Oh, okay.
But 90 pallets for $20. And it's hard to beat that. Let me go into my eBay and I'll let you know who the buyer was,
Okay, yeah.
or the
That's
seller. Cool. eBay. And I just ordered some other stuff too that I should have by next Friday. Purchases. The 90 pallets. The seller is, let's see, where is his name? So why do they make it so hard to find it after you bought it?
If you go to my purchases, John,
Yeah,
you're right there.
that's where I am, but it's not seller.
Sure you bought it off of eBay?
I'm
Not Amazon or
positive.
somewhere else?
I've got it right here.
Huh?
This thing. It is. It always shows you when you purchase it, or before you purchase it, but afterwards. Seller is called Invoice 101,
Okay.
and that's for the 90 pallets for $20. And he has
Invoice 101.
Invoice 101. And he's got actually 48 by 48 pallets, and he also has 40-inch by 48-inch pallets, and a whole bunch of other stuff too. That's not all he's got. So, and then the pack of freight stuff was purchased. Let's see. Let me find his name. He was Iron Penguin.
Iron Penguin.
Yeah, that's his name. Iron Penguin. And should be able to look him up. He also had some other items that weren't 3D printed. I think he had some DCC chips and things like that also, but he's got quite a bit of DCC 3D printed items. Can't even get that out of my mouth right now. So yeah, Iron Penguin, and it was $12.95 for each pack, and then you get $1. I got $1.30 off because I bought 2 of them. So it was.
Well, I ran a search for Invoice 101, and I'm not coming up with.
Well, that's what his name is. Let's see if.
No, I'm sure it is, but the search function is for items, not for sellers.
Okay, then search 90 pallets.
You can't open another window. All right, go to it, copy the URL, and send it to me.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna try to find it. I can probably do it on my cell phone. Can't do it on my computer though. Okay, let me.
Don't know why not, but okay.
Because I'm not as educated in computer systems as you are, Steve. I'm just a dumb engineer. Let's see if it will even come up. Yeah, it's not wanting to do that.
You don't need to. I've done it that quick.
Oh, okay, see.
Well, maybe not. It took
That looks like
so
Google there.
long.
Yeah. That doesn't look like it.
Well, that's the URL. Or just run a search on eBay for HO pallets. They're $20 for those, for 100 of them.
$20 for 90.
And this is 100 for 20 bucks.
Oh, I got. Well, this one's this.
You got ripped
one
off.
I got. The one I got was 90.
You got ripped off.
Well, they
Oh, I
may
see
be
another
less-
one. Oh, because you got the wrong thing. That's why.
No.
You got 48 by 40. Yeah, you did. 48 by 48 pallets.
Yeah.
The standard
It's
standard
40
US
by
pallet is
48.
40 by 48.
Yeah, but I'm
The standard
using-
US pallet is 40 by 48.
But you know what? When they're stacked up on the layout, you're not going to be able to tell what size they are. So I've already ordered some of the other ones. But yeah, they're still very well done for the price. You know, I love my mini prints, but you know, when I can find something in quantity that looks good that I want a lot of, I'll go that route.
No, I couldn't, Steve. I could not copy and paste it as a link in on StreamYard.
Yeah,
It would not let me do that. Doesn't.
but yeah, John was supposed to be able to do it.
Oh no, let's try it over here. You couldn't even figure out how to get copy and paste it.
Well, it's just because I can't get into it with StreamYard up. If I do that at my
You
computer,
don't know? Yeah, you can. All you gotta do is open another window.
yes, I understand that, but it tries to cut out my StreamYard, so that's why it's like I don't have YouTube up watching this on YouTube because it messes up my computer. But anyway, those were my purchases online. I think I'd already bought the 2 number 8 switches because you gave me a hassle about buying Atlas. So yeah, that was it for the week. But at least I got something to paint, along with the 4 or 5 other boxes of mini prints I haven't done yet.
Steve, I'm trying to paste as a link into YouTube, and it's too long to paste as a link on YouTube too. So,
Oh, I did get my Christmas card from Mini Prints that has the your special code in there because it's for the box of the month for this month. It's you can order $50 worth of items off the store. So
cool.
if anybody else hasn't got theirs yet, that's what mine came in.
That's a good deal. You know, I canceled my membership until I get something working here. But you look at it this way: month of the club,
Club of the month, or Prince of the month. Yeah,
it costs you 20. What is it, $30 now? I think,
Yeah.
something like that.
29 something.
Yeah. So you get for $30, you get $50 worth of merchandise. That's, you know, how do you beat that?
Yeah. And it's good stuff. And, you know, I've been utterly surprised on some of the things.
Yeah, it's, the URL is too long to paste as a link or as a single thing. Yeah, I still have a bunch, Steve, that I need to paint as well.
I've got
You know,
boxes too.
one of these-
I had made another.
One of these things here is, oh, I got to change. I always do that. There we go. One of these things here, down here. All right, it's full of mini prints and other things that I need to paint.
So you got.
What else do you get, John?
That's about it. I had gotten a few weeks ago some other individual mini prints. I think I told you about. One was playing a banjo, one was playing a guitar. Just some of the other things that I could use in a little bit older setting, like my era is on my layout. So a lot of the people he does that he offers online are just too modern for my stuff. So I like it when
Yeah.
he does something that you can cross over to a earlier period of time.
Yeah, and a lot of it, you just change the way it's painted, and you can make it look at least close enough for me. Era, but then again, my era is not as. Mine's only going back to the mid '60s, where yours goes back into the '50s, right?
Yeah, and late 40s. About, I'd say 46 to
Later, JD.
55 is my time
All
period.
right, yeah.
That
So
steam
you're 10 years.
diesel transition.
Yeah, you're 10 years before me. My steam is the excursion out of Chicago to Galesburg, and other points too, but that was the main deal.
My steam is still can be heavily used, which is
Well,
why I
you
have
know,
steam engines.
my deal is I can't buy anything train specific until I'm done with the house, right? The inside is substantially done. We still have pictures and stuff that need to be hung, but for the most part, it's done. Any receptacles that needed to be added, and wiring, and the Cat 5s, and all that stuff's all done. And all the boxes for the inside of the house are unpacked. So now I'm working out here, all right, in the train room. So with that in mind, this area here is I'll call it ready, so to speak. It's not organized yet. So that's the last thing that gets done. But I've got the pegboard, I got electrical added, etc. Well, one of the casualties of the move appears to be my PC.
Oh,
Some days it'll start, some days it won't. So in preparation of this live stream, I went ahead and got a new PC.
oh wow. Yeah.
So down here is the new gaming PC with a GeForce 4060 video card. It's got room for 4 displays. It's got 3 USB buses, 32 gig of RAM, 2 terabyte hard drive. When this one over here crapped out, or semi-crapped out, I couldn't restore. I didn't have my files because I couldn't find my little 2 terabyte hard drive. Toshiba hard drive. I couldn't find it, and it wasn't with any of my computer stuff, which is unusual. So I was at a loss. What was I going to do? How was I going to get everything up and running the way I wanted it? And, hell, just in JMRI alone, all of my rolling stock, okay, it was on the hard drive. And I surely didn't want to enter all that stuff again.
No, I think not. You had a lot in there because all your rolling stock was on it too, right? Not just your engines.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
There's 130 plus pieces of rolling stock, with all the information specific to each one, input into it. got this thing up and running. And I started transferring stuff using a little SD card. Oh my God. Yeah. And finally, yesterday, I found the hard drive. It had fallen behind a cabinet out where I keep my laptop in the living room. So I'm back in business. It's plugged in, and I can get all my files now, and I'm good to go. Not in the cloud, High. I'm not sold on backing shit up in the cloud.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I don't like that.
There's too many data breaches out there that bug me. So anyway, and I'd much rather have my own. You know, what happens if I get out, travel or go camping somewhere or whatever, and I don't have internet? How do I do anything?
Mm-hmm.
So I just unplug that, throw it in my bag with my laptop, and away we go. I've got everything I need. So, and the key was I did that when I was the president of the Homeowners Association. So I go to homeowners meetings, which was at a location without internet access. All right. And people always say, whoa, just use your cell phone hotspot. Well, if you don't have cell phone coverage and the church is in a big old metal building, yeah, it doesn't work. So those are not far-fetched situations. They're actually real life, and I much prefer a hard drive. So anyway, you forget passwords and shit like that to the cloud, which with me happens all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway,
and Jason, I agree with you. I've gone other places for different stuff. I had made some requests about special printings that were, I don't know, either ignored or just didn't want to answer them. But I like ordering stuff from other people, spread it around.
all right, Steve, we'll see you later.
As I said, I've ordered some other things that should be here by next Friday, and it's something I wanted that I know that the other person will never have, so order from somebody else.
Yeah. So what, this is pretty much done. I really have always loved these little containers thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did was my turn for mail.
Yep.
I ordered 2 more.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
And they just came in yesterday. Whoop.
So now your wife allowed you to have that since it was train related, or it's minor train related?
It is not train related.
Oh, not
specific.
Oh, okay.
All right. And as I look, this is the garage, right? Right now, you cannot get a car in the garage, and until such time as I can get a car in the garage, I can't work on the train. Right?
Oh, okay.
Even these. So my goal is to get the garage working, okay? So she can get her car in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's 2-car garage, but it's really not. It's a 1.5.
Yeah.
Nice and wide for 2-car garages, but this lane here to that door there isn't long enough to get either one of our vehicles in. Okay. If I had a little smart car or something small, I could get it in here. So what has to be done is the car has to pull in and park at a diagonal across. Because this wall here, well, let's just swing the camera around. See how it goes back there? So I can get the car in at a diagonal. So what I've been working on this week was I just finished this pegboard to the right by the door there
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, and I've been hanging stuff up all morning. Okay. The 2 totes there are empty, waiting to go up in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
The ladders actually go where the board's on the far right lower corner. That's where the ladders will ultimately go. I built those shelves this week, right, to put stuff on. So the garage is emptying out real well. Right, hung up all that stuff. There's some more pegboard down there between the door and the wall and everything hanging that will fill that gap between them. And I'm a firm believer, believe it or not, of if a tool is visible, you will use the proper tool instead of making do with something that will give you frustration levels. So that's why I love pegboard and be able to hang up all the different tools where possible, or open shelves where you can see stuff. Right? Because again, you can see it. It makes it a lot easier to use, less frustrating. So
Yeah.
that's what we're all working on there. Now, right behind me, there's a card table with a bunch of crap on it that's quickly being emptied. And of course, I got my table saw, my miter saw there that will roll out of and move out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been my project earlier in the week. All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the hobby bench. Where I'm sitting is my workbench, my computer bench. But that is the hobby bench. You can see the paint booth over there on the right.
Mm-hmm.
Compressor will sit just to the right of that. All right. Then you'll have paint. All my paints will be on racks just to the left of the paint booth. And I'll have my soldering station. I got all my hobby tools there. Then I have my shelf for my battery charge stations. And I've got to add more shelves to hang all my battery, either put or hang my battery power tools there. I got my lawnmower. And then the ladders go where all this scrap wood is on the left. I got my you can see my dead man down there with the roller on top as well. You can see one of the cabinets that didn't survive the trip from Tampa. Didn't survive the move. That'll be firewood here later this week. And then as you can see, that's as far as it goes to the left, but you've gotten the full 180 tour. So the challenge is by next Friday, having a car in here. Okay.
Yeah, and Jason was saying that he's the same era as I am in model railroading. That's a great era because, you can have both steam and diesel, which justifies buying more trains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I wanted to go into the 60s is just that's the era I grew up in, and so I can have a little bit more stuff that I wouldn't have been able to have in your era. Yet the Burlington still had its steam excursion program that lasted till 69, I believe. All right, so I can still run steam. As a kid, I can remember the steam engines going by, and we used to walk the tracks looking for lumps of coal, and we'd find them.
Yeah. Well, Steve, I'm going to have to head on out. I've got to run someplace.
All right.
But I've enjoyed it.
Well, I didn't totally finish my mail call, but okay.
Well, you get off on tangents. You're almost getting like Heath. I
got 2 of these. And like the originals over here, they will go in the cabinet.
Good.
Which will allow me to put more stuff away. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for joining us here at the Retirement Railroad, live from
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain.
Rocky Top, you'll always
Yeah,
Can't resist.
no
So,
problem.
anyway, I hope everybody has a great New Year's. If you're going out partying, make sure you don't drive if you're drinking. All right. Or do like I do, stay home, go to bed. And then watch football all day the next day.
Very good.
Anyway,
Well,
we'll see you all
New Year.
next year, and have a happy 2024. Make your New Year's resolutions now, such as buying
Buy
more
more trains.
All right,
Okay. Take care, all.
we'll see y'all later. Bye.